Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is going to be a different video than what we normally do, where we normally cover 3 projects for that week. I get you guys ready and we mint, but there hasn't been a whole lot of mint and flips lately that have been doing very well. So I'm going to take a different approach this week, and we're going to be covering Ape Society because they're a project that's been around for a while. They're building a lot, and in my Discord, a lot of people have been having questions like, why Ape Society? How does their staking exactly work? In this video, we're going to go deeper into that, and I'm going to show how all of that works. But I also want to talk about a new blockchain coming up, which is a layer 1, and it's called Aptos. And Aptos was brought to me by Ryda, so shout outs to Ryda in the Discord. And it's going to be using the Move programming language, which was originally developed at Facebook to power the Diem blockchain. So with this, a lot of people have been calling it the ETH killer or Solana killer. Those names are definitely played out. I think a lot of these blockchains are going to live alongside each other. I don't really think they're going to kill anybody. But, you know, you're going to be able to use smart contracts right away with this. They are live with their testnet, and their testnet is very fast, and a lot of people are very happy about that. But do keep in mind, it's a testnet. The main nets will always have a lot more, volume and like daily activity, so we'll have to wait for that to come out, but it is a good sign that their testnet is doing well. So while it's in this testnet stage, I've been looking around on their website, I've been looking around on their Twitter, and I've been trying to find any sort of launch date for their mainnet, and I can't find anything. So I'm assuming that they're still just testing and trying to make sure everything's perfect inside of testnet, and once that's the case, then they'll probably give a rough estimate on when they're going to launch. I'm going to talk a bit more on Aptos and all the NFT projects that are already being built on this platform, and it's not even out yet, so that's really, really cool. Once this thing does launch, it's going to be launching with NFTs ready to mint. So that's where I really think a lot of the hype is going to come from. Obviously, when new coins come out, usually they pump for a little bit and then they drop back down and all the hype dies off. So you could probably make money on the coins too. The earlier you get in, the better, obviously. But these NFT projects, if this really does turn into a Solana or anything similar, then these NFTs are going to be the first NFTs on this blockchain, and you should be paying attention to them. So we're going to cover some of those after we cover Ape Society. All right, so what we're going to cover is staking, primarily with the Ape Society. So Ape Society has been pumping super hard. You saw it in the intro, 6,200 for an ape, 450 roughly for a cabin. It is insane. The hype is real. So if you were wondering why it's pumping, this is where the pump started. Anticipating the staking coming soon, a lot of people bought into this project and just waited. And you'll see why too. With staking, people are making a lot of money. A few days later, they said they are coming out with their city, which is an interface where you'll manage your apes. Once launched, you'll be able to purchase frames with the Society token, and then stake NFTs in those frames to earn Society token. You can upgrade your frames and more, and in the future, you'll manage your craftsmen in order to build furniture and manage your cabins. And yes, Society token has been pumping just as hard as the apes. Just about a month ago, it was sitting at this 0.047 range. Right now it is at 0.1828. And if you're curious on how many you can stake inside of your cottage, the cottages will allow for 2, the estates for 4, and the chateaus for 10. They are also making this non-custodial because the apes are going to be useful in other ways, so you wouldn't want to have them locked up in some sort of staking mechanism. So I really like that these are non-custodial so that these apes will also be viable and usable for other things to come. And for their first week of staking, only ape holders were allowed to stake. So the non-apes were not allowed to stake, which is not the case now, but this was the case when this announcement came out. It was also nice to note that they gave everybody a full day to get your frame, to set up your staking, and then the rewards would start to come in after that, so whoever was there first didn't get a huge advantage over other people. And now this part's really important. This is for buying the frames. As a reminder, you can only use frames that you buy yourself. Only the original wallet that minted the frame can use it for their NFTs. I like this because if people for whatever reason do get their frames and then they don't want to stake anymore for whatever reason, then this would devalue the frames pretty quickly, and the apes that make these frames and try to make their passive income off of them would start to lose value, and that would really suck. So the fact that new people coming in are always going to have to buy new frames, that's really nice. So now I'm going to go over the perks of every different type of ape, and it does say keep in mind that some of these will not have effect until crafting and the market are live. So we're going to start off with craftsmen, which give you just regular one-time rewards, and these are the ability to build several different assets, not including frames. 10% chance of getting the asset looted upon completion by MOs, so we'll talk about that later. And then assets are sellable on the market, 3% tax upon sale, 2% goes to merchants, and 1% is burnt. And as we go, we're going to check out the price of each different class just because I'm curious and I think other people are probably curious. So the craftsmen's are going for the floor, which is 6,200, as there are mostly craftsmen in the collection. Next up we have artists. Now, one free level 0 frame per artist. Free frame does not count towards the cabin's cap. So that's really nice. So the cabin's cap being for the cheapest one 2, well, it looks like artists are going to get a free one that does not count, so 3. And now for this whitelist boost, I'm actually not too sure. So if you guys want to leave in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think this is just for any mints in the future. If you do have an artist, you'll be, on the whitelist. But yeah, feel free in the comments below to let me know if I'm wrong or how exactly this works. The floor right now for an artist is 6,900. Nice. Explorers have the 1.35 times rewards. They get a 50% discount on any level 0 frames and a 5% discount on all frame upgrades. Now the explorers are where the prices really start to jump. You have a floor of 8,900, and even then there's only a few before you get to 95. Now we're getting to merchants, and merchants have the 1.45 times rewards, and 2% of all assets sold in the store, excluding the frames, will be given back to the merchants. Alright, so this one confuses me a little bit. I'm gonna just say that the price is 12k floor for these, but there is one for 8,500, but it's interesting, there's 8 likes here. So people have seen it, and nobody's buying it. And also the top offer is 8,500, so it's above this, and it still hasn't bought? I'm not sure what's going on with this one. But now we're going to move over to the military officers, which get a 1.7 times reward, 10% probability of looting an asset built by a craftsman. So this is what we were talking about before, where it says 10% chance of getting assets looted by an MO. Well, here are the MOs, the military officers. And then there's also a small chance of looting unique assets from the treasure chest. Now the floor for these is very high at 15k, and then the very next one being 16, and then it jumps up by 600, then it jumps up by 1800, and then it jumps up by 1600. So it's pretty crazy. The floor gets pretty wild pretty quick. So this one is a bit interesting. First up, you get the 2.35x rewards, which is a very big jump from the 1.7, but then you also get a 1.2x multiplier to all your Ape NFTs that are staked. You can also use multiple RAs staked up to a cap of 3, and it will increase like this. For the first one, 1.2, second one, 1.15, and then 1.1. The floor for these Royal Advisors is 40k. Now, it does jump after 2 of these are sold to 50k, so that's pretty crazy. I don't know if people are actually buying these regularly, but it doesn't look like anybody is willing to get rid of them for any cheaper than 40k. And then for the nobles, you get a crazy amount of a 7x reward and a guaranteed chateau. Right now, there is a floor noble for 86k. Like I said, it's very illiquid because of the pricing, but it doesn't look like that's the actual floor in my opinion, just because the very next one is 200 and everything is way above that after that. At some point, the prices go so high that nobody's willing to buy them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not worth it. It just means you're going to have a very hard time actually selling them for this price. And then lastly, we get to the kings, and there is a 2.5% of all the staking rewards of each respective family will go towards the kings. This does not include the frames. So for the kings, there are 35 different types of families, and the kings are the kings of that family. So for each family, they'll get 2.5 of the rewards for that entire family, for whichever one that you are, whichever NFT that you hold. And there's only one being sold. So there's only 35 total kings, and one is the floor at 215k. It also looks like they updated their frames, and they added a 0.05x to all 0 frames. So all the apes and non-apes NFTs will start earning as soon as you get a frame. And then on the last day of September, they started their staking, where you could go to city.theapesociety.io, which I'm going to show you how to do that. And then you can head over to the frames tab to purchase or claim your frames, then head back to the staking tab to stake with your frames. So over on their website, I went over to the frames section over here. So here's staking, here's frames, and then I can purchase a frame. But keep in mind that you do need to purchase it and upgrade it if you'd like, using the society token. So this is why society is going so crazy, because it's needed to get your frames to make your passive income. Also, it said the first rewards will begin in 29 hours, so the very first rewards were given out on probably October 2nd, and then in addition, you can only stake apes, which is no longer the case now, but for the first week, it was only apes. Then a few days later, on the 3rd of October, they released this information, and the circulating supply was 19% out of 688 million, and the society price was 0.06. So right now, the price is roughly 3x from where it was 3 days after their minting launched. But this is really cool to look at too. You can see exactly where all of it's going, and 65% going to these staking rewards I think is really nice that the majority is going to the holders. Then they released on the 12th that on the 13th, non-apes would be able to stake using the frames. They said they've had hundreds of projects sign up to be a part of the society ecosystem. I 100% believe it. That is crazy. That is so awesome. And if you want to know all of the projects that are actually supported, there is a link right here. So if you want to check it out, just go over to their Discord. I'll have that in the description below. And then just go check out this announcement on the 12th and click on their Google Doc. And then just a little bit more information to remind everybody that if you do want to stake any NFT, because now non-ape staking is accepted, you will need at least 1 cabin, cottages for 2, estates for 4, chateaus for 10, and then a frame for each NFT. So if you do want to have your cottage and you want to utilize it to its fullest, you would need to buy 2 frames. If there's anything I didn't cover or anything that you really wanted to go way more in depth with, there is their light paper over here for their staking. Again, I will have their Discord in the description below if you'd like to go check out all of the in-depth details. Another project that I think some people are sleeping on right now are Lunatics, or Lunatics, however you want to pronounce it. But Lunatics have this artwork that is not revealed yet. It will be revealed on the 20th, so that's about 4 days from now. They just sold out last night, and they had some interesting things that they were doing. You could get a link and use that link to mint for 20 ADA difference. So the mint price for the whitelist was 45, but if you did have one of these links, then you could mint for 65 and then get refunded your 20 ADA. Also, if you gave that link out to other people, then you would get 20 ADA back for their mint. So they would mint for 65, you know, mint just like regular public. However, they'd be giving their homies, their friends, or whoever's link that they're using an additional 20 ADA for every NFT that they minted. I think this was very smart on their marketing team's front end, just because this is going to make people want to push their links onto other people so that they can make a little bit of money. And if you're going to mint this thing anyways, you might as well tell your friends about it, and they could help you out, and they could mint something that they're going to mint anyways. I just think it was really done well. We'll have to see. I mean, 71K on the aftermarket right now for their volume is pretty dang good. This is still the day after their mint. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I still think there's going to be a run up leading up until the 20th. So I would keep your eyes out on this. I minted 10 using Cleanup's link, and he gave me some money back. So, you know, it was kind of a win-win for both of us. I got 10, I sold 1 for 97 so far, and I'm still holding 9. Also, they had these OG tags, which, you know, it was their OG mint. And with these tags, once they hit 200k ADA on the secondary volume, they will get 10 ADA back. So that's going to happen pretty soon. Also, you could burn one of the OG tags to receive 1 FT from the main mint, the Quackhead series. However, I wouldn't have done that because you also get the referral mint if you had the OG tag, which allowed you to mint as many as you like for 20 ADA cheaper. And you could also give that link out to other people like we discussed, and you could have made way more money than just getting 1 Quackhead. Also, you were put on the OG tag whitelist, which allowed you to mint 5 Quackheads per OG NFT. Also, there is going to be a 15k ADA airdrop to the top 100 holders, so everybody will get 150 ADA if you are the top 100 holders. Pay attention to that. It does say when Quackshot and people are voting. It looks like the majority of people want it to be pre-reveal. I personally would like reveal day. I think that's more time for people to see this project, find out about it, and buy in, which pumps my bags a little harder. So that's personally why I want reveal day. Also, some things that we can look forward to after their launch are their duck paper, NFT staking to get the Quack tokens, royalty distribution for the top 100 holders, duck juice, which I'm interested to see what that is because I thought that would be the mutation, but then it says eggs, and it says millions of possible mutations with the eggs, so really not too sure there, and then the Quack tokenomics and use cases for a self-sustaining ecosystem. This is all cool to see, but I just want to remind everybody that this is nothing until it's something. Here's what some of the artwork will look like on release day. So if it's something that you're not going to like, don't be surprised if you buy it and then it turns out to be one of these that you don't like. I personally think the art is fine. I like it, but you know, I'm just letting you know this is what you can expect when you buy into it. So yeah, this is pretty much everything that I want to cover on this project. I'm going to go talk about Aptos now, but yeah, these are doing very well and there's something that I think you guys should keep your eye on. Okay, so now back over to Aptos, which is once again a layer 1 blockchain built with Move. So with Aptos, which is I believe how it's pronounced, they are using Move, and Move is a formal verifier for smart contracts written in the Move language. This will provide additional safeguards for contracts, invariants, and behaviors. So that's just a quick little introduction, but some of the other things that they're doing that I think are pretty cool, I'm not going to read out all of this, but It's parallel execution. That's one of the main things that I think is really cool, because instead of doing one transaction, waiting for that transaction to finalize, and then doing another one, or having multiple wallets so that you can do more transactions, they have parallel execution, which is going to allow you to do another transaction on top of that transaction, and it should work just fine. In their words, it says, unlike other parallel execution engines that break transaction atomicity by requiring upfront knowledge of the data to be read and written, the Aptos blockchain does not put such limitations on developers. It can officially support atomicity with arbitrarily complex transactions, enabling higher throughput and lower latency for real-world applications and simplifying development. They also have a focus on cross-chain capabilities, and they're going to be working with Layer 0 to accomplish this. So usually when a new crypto comes out, if there's any sort of speculation that it's going to do well, it will run up for a few days, sometimes a few weeks after it launches, and then quickly die off. However, with these NFTs, I think there might be even more money to be made. So the first NFT project and the only NFT project that I'm going to cover today is going to be Aptos Monkies. And I want to make it clear too, this is my first day even learning about Aptos. So all these NFT projects, this is also my first day hearing about them. But I was pretty excited when I saw what I saw, so that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm not saying you should definitely buy this, but I am saying that hype is something that we've all paid attention to, and we all try to ride that train, and this NFT project, this blockchain, has hype. What's really cool about this project is they've already done some cool things, like this 50,000 testnet mint with Topaz, which is a secondary market on Aptos, and on their testnet, they minted out already, so you can go over here, and you can see that they sold out of their 50,000 Aptos Monkies. And if you guys are familiar with any sort of testnet stuff and how it all works, you're going to need to set your wallet to testnet and then make sure that you get your APT for Aptos. And it's going to be test APT. So it's not real money. You get it through a faucet, and it's just there to test the testnet. Also, the wallet that most people seem to be using is called Rise Wallet for this blockchain. So they're going to be one of the first ones, and it looks like they're a bit further than most of the other ones. So you can go there, you go to general, you go to your network, and you just make sure that you're on the testnet. From there, it's pretty simple. You just go over to aptoslabs.com/testnetfaucet, sign in, connect the Rise wallet, and then if nothing happens, refresh the website, connect again, and then you'll be able to claim the APT. And I know a lot of people are wondering, well, why would you mint something on a testnet if it's fake money and none of it is really gonna matter? Well, that was what I was asking. And they said, we advise you to gather as much fruits as you can. This will be used for a tool which we will be releasing to earn you a chance for a Smart Monkey role. And the Smart Monkey role will allow you to whitelist. So I really like this. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say in my opinion without oversaturating, a simplified explanation of the fact that this is a new blockchain. They have some really cool things that they're building. There's some NFT projects that are trying to take advantage and be the very first movers into the space, which there's nothing wrong with that. And I think you all know what happens with the first movers. They usually make the most amount of money. So that's why I'm bringing this opportunity and showing everybody. I have no idea that this blockchain is going to be the best or if it's going to be a killer. You get what I'm saying, but it is brand new. There is definitely hype, and there is always money to be made when there is something new and there is hype. So I'm going to have all this information in the description below so that you can check it out for yourself. But the way that you're going to want to get into these projects is to get whitelisted, and there's a lot of people in here. It's pretty difficult. But what you're going to want to do is attend Twitter Spaces, which is nice that they're on Twitter Spaces. They also have Discord events like game nights and music nights. I've also seen some AMAs on there, so check out those. Winning poker nights, creating genuine art. So they do have an art section in here. Where is that? Fan art. So you can create your art just at one of the people that you want to see your art, and hopefully you'll get a role that way, and also just through Twitter contributions such as like a retweet, like, or comment. Last thing is on topaz.so and with Aptos Monkies, I saw this sweep floor thing over here, and you can scroll and slide and it'll select all of these and you can buy them all at once. And I think this is due to their parallel transactions. So you can only imagine how quickly some of these NFT floors would rise if we could buy multiples all in one bundle. What's also cool on another secondary market that they already have, which is really cool that they already have two secondary markets and the mainnet's not even here, but Soffle 3, I think is how it's pronounced, is it has the same sweep mode. So this sweep looks like it's going to be a feature on all of their secondary markets. Now, because I don't know a mainnet launch date, I'm going to continue to watch their Twitter and try to see if they ever come out with one. Probably every 2 to 3 days, I'll just check in, scroll through their feed, see if they said anything. And if you could get whitelisted on one of these NFT projects, I think Aptos Monkeys is probably the hypest one, or one of the most hype ones. You could probably make a lot of money. Now, It's all speculation. Always keep that in mind. Be safe. Don't go stupid hard. But I think that this one does have a lot of potential. But alright everybody, this video has gone on long enough. I really do appreciate you guys for watching. I know it's a little bit different and a lot of information that's not on Cardano and a lot of information that was. So I hope it was all helpful. Remember to get outside, see your family, see your friends. We're here to make more money so that we can spend more time with them. Till next time guys, peace.
I get it like a G, but it never came easy. You got me coughing up a lung, I wish I rap like Wheezy. I keep my pace, so I'm sorry that I'm breezy. Keep my sneaks laced, cause I can't afford Yeezys. I don't want the gold, give me BTC. Y'all be acting crazy.